It's your boy Ty back here with another video, and in this video today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Anthony Edwards in NBA 2K23 MyTEAM. Now, for the Tony Parker video, I talked about how he is a bona fide scrub that should not play for you guys. Now, for Anthony Edwards, it's a little different. Why? Because Ant is a hooper, man. And I feel like a lot of people should be grinding for Anthony Edwards. Now, before I dive into it, man, if you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button if you are new for basically the source of MyTeam content. Now, here's the deal with Anthony Edwards, okay? Here's what you guys got to figure out, okay? The grind for Anthony Edwards is still going to be 25, 30 hours. So, it's a long grind. But if you want another card in MyTeam Limited, that's something you guys got to consider. So, like right now in MyTeam Limited, it's an option pack with 11 different options. Those options include all of these players. Now, if you haven't yet watched my video on, who is the best of these players, you can go do that. But this video is strictly if you want Anthony Edwards, what's the best way to get him? Well, if you've got 5 rings in Limited, get him in MyTeam Limited. There's no reason for me, for example, to grind all of these right where we're at in the season right now for Anthony Edwards, when the only thing I've got left to finish is triple threat offline. That's it. Every other game mode I've got done. And so the only reason I'd grind this is if you still need the centerpiece for everything and you want all 5 centerpieces. That's the only reason I'd grind this, okay? And if you just want Anthony Edwards, MyTeam Limited is going to be your best avenue, your best option. Now, on the flip side of things, if you want Anthony Edwards and a guy like Shawn Kemp, if you want Anthony Edwards and a guy like Andre Iguodala, that's where things get tough. Now, for example, if you're trying to compete in the 250K quads and you need a center or need a big, let's say a power forward, you probably should go with Shawn Kemp. But what if you still want Anthony Edwards? Well, that's when you're really going to have to get gritty, because I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you, Ant's not going to be available in the draft. You're gonna have to grind this if you don't get him in MyTeam Limited. Unless you get lucky and get him out of the unlimited vault. Unless you get lucky and see him on triple threat boards. That is the only other way to make it happen. Now again, for me specifically, I've grinded a couple of these, and trust me when I say it's a long grind. It's a grueling grind. The only reason I personally did it, again, is because of the centerpiece aspect to it, in which I want all the centerpieces. That's just me specifically for the trophy cases in the future. I want all the centerpieces. Now, obviously today, I think the centerpieces are a little, I'm not going to say they're less valuable, but there's not really there's not a way to get a Galaxy Opal right now in MyTeam. I mean, there's just no way to do that at this stage. And so I feel like getting 5 centerpieces right now at this current date is not that valuable. Now again, new season does happen in 7 days. So you got basically 7 days to get it done. And if you want to get it done, you can maybe get Anthony Edwards done along the way, along your grind. So let's say in this next week, you're going to have a lot of free time. You're going to have, basically, let's say 4 free days in which you can just play the game and have fun doing it and want to do this. You can get it done. I'm not saying you can't. But what I'm saying is, if you've grinded for your rings already and you get a lot along the way and you aren't really that high on Shawn Kemp, you don't really want Andre Iguodala, then maybe Anthony Edwards is a solid option. The best kind of point that I can make is, for me on my No Money Spent squad, I don't have any of these cards. Okay, I don't. I don't have Donovan Mitchell. I don't have Shawn Kemp. I don't have Andre Iguodala. So for me, it's one of those things. It's like, okay, who do you choose? Right, and that goes, it all goes back to your team and what you specifically want to do. Because I love Shawn Kemp. I think Shawn Kemp is fantastic. Iggy might be the best lockdown as far as these players, and maybe the best lock in the entire game. Donovan Mitchell is a really solid point guard when in a game where there's not that many budget point guard options. So there is a lot of options, but again, Anthony Edwards is probably the option that's gonna give you the most fun. Right? Do I think he's the best option if you have a, no money spent type of account? Probably not. I still think Shawn Kemp, Donovan Mitchell might be the best option, but he's probably the most fun. If you're strictly getting Anthony Edwards, look, I mean, you might have to, look, this week especially, with you having the option, if you're no money spent, to really excel your account, you could get Shawn Kemp and then grind these out, grind some centerpieces, and really put your account in a great position moving into season 2. Now, is that something that I recommend greatly? Probably not, just for me specifically, because it's like it's a long grind. It's a grind that I've done, and trust me, like I hate offline, so when it gets to offline games, I hate it. Some people probably, when it gets to the online games, they don't enjoy it. And so there's going to be a part of this grind where you guys probably aren't enjoying it. And that's not something that I personally like, is when I am telling someone to do something that they are not strictly going to enjoy. So that's kind of my opinion on it, my opinion on things. Again, if you want to, there's multiple ways to get Anthony Edwards. You could get him out of the vault and get lucky. That may be where I lean, you know. Maybe your best option is to get you the best available player. Maybe that's Shawn Kemp for you guys. And then just hope and pray to the RNG 2K gods that you get blessed with Anthony Edwards out of the vault. I mean, that might be the best way to approach things. I don't know, guys. Anthony Edwards is really good. Movement-wise, dribbling-wise, you're going to see it when I do publish my gameplay later. He might leave a little bit to be desired. But he can play at the highest level. And that's something a lot of people need to understand, is that, when you have a lineup like this, Anthony Edwards can still fit in this type of lineup and make it play. And he's Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards is going to be a fun card to use. He's one of the most intriguing players in the entire NBA right now. And yes, that's coming from a Timberwolves fan, so I know I might be biased. But everybody knows it. He's electric in real life. And so a lot of people want to play with Ant-Man. And look, if you grinded limited, awesome. You set yourself up in a great position. But if you haven't grinded limited, this is the way to get him. The one thing I will say is with as I'm not going to say Anthony Edwards would be like a highlight player to put in packs. But he's a pretty highlight player to make free. I will give 2K credit that. He is your basically limited reward this season, or at least an option for that. And he's probably going to be the guy that most people choose. Probably going to be the guy that I choose on this account, and probably most people in the community choose. So moral of this video, moral of this story is, I would probably recommend, if you want Anthony Edwards, to get him in MyTeam Unlimited, or to get him in MyTeam Limited. But a lot of people have probably had their mind set on getting Shawn Kemp. And now it makes that difficult decision where maybe you go with Shawn Kemp and just hope and pray you can get Anthony Edwards. I don't know. That's going to be a decision that you personally are going to have to make. There's no real right or wrong answer. To me, I'm getting Ant because I feel like Ant has the capability to possibly play into 50K tomorrow. For me. Okay, is he going to play? Probably not. But he has that possible ability. So that's where I'm at as far as Anthony Edwards is concerned. If you got your 5 rings in limited, secure Anthony Edwards and go have fun with the card. That's going to wrap it up for our video today, guys. Hopefully each and every you guys did enjoy it. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.